Hey everybody, I'm so excited to do this. My name is Caroline. It's nice to officially meet everybody. I'm so excited to send everybody this. This will be sent to your email. Well, by the time you're getting this, you already know that. But so this is the first of the Shopify training classes. This one is completely free. I'm just sending you the link. Anybody who wants the link, I will send it to. But within the email that you're getting this link, you will also receive a link where you can sign up for the rest of the course. This first one is completely free. By the time you get that email, you'll be able to see how much the rest of the class is, because right now I have no idea. By the time you are watching this, you will know how much it is because it will have been in the email that you got this in. There will probably be upwards of 10 or more videos of all the Shopify knowledge that you need. And they'll probably be over an hour long each. So you're getting over 10 hours of straight up instruction and how to do exactly what you need to do to get your Shopify up and running and to make your website work for you instead of you working for it, because you don't want to work for your website. You want everything to work for you so you can have it the best that it possibly can be. So I'm just going to get into it. I don't like when people take 20 minutes to introduce and say what they're going to be doing instead of just doing it. And this is definitely not going to be the type of class or, the whole course. It's not going to be like where I just dance around how to actually do everything and I just talk about it. No, I'm going to share my screen with you in a Shopify store and show you how to physically do everything. We're going to walk through everything. And so by the time you're getting this, in the description, this will be on YouTube. So in the description of the video, there's timestamps. And if there's a specific topic that you want to get to, you can find that in the description and go to that timestamp so you can just get all the information you need and just go there. So the first I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. So the first thing we're going to go over, this is going to be this is the beginning. If you have already created your own Shopify, like you've signed up and you opened it up and you said, nope, this is too overwhelming. There's so much stuff in here. I have no idea what to do. This is for you. But if you haven't signed up or registered for a Shopify yet, and you just want to learn more about it, figure it out, and see what it can do for you, this is also for you, because I'm going to go through from the very beginning before you even have a Shopify. So right here, I'm just on shopify.com. This is where you can register, start your free trial, learn about pricing, learn about a bunch of stuff about what Shopify is all about and what it can do for you. So Shopify has a free trial for 14 days. You don't have to put in any credit card or debit card information before you start this free trial. It is actually completely free. You only have to put in your payment information after the 14-day free trial if you decide that you want to continue with Shopify and purchase a plan. So I'm going to click Start Free Trial. And this is where you're going to enter the email address that you want to be connected to all of your Shopify stuff. So whatever, it could be your personal email. You can create a new email with your business name, whatever you want it to be. That is what you will enter into this, because this is where you'll get your emails from Shopify about any orders you get, your bills for your Shopify payment, anything like that. So whatever website or email address you want to be connected to your website, type that here. Then create a password, something that you'll remember easily. And then this is where you will create your store name. It doesn't have to be set in stone right now, but so you can change your store name later, but this URL will stay the same. But you can purchase your own domain. So this is just a free domain that Shopify gives you. It'll be whatever name you put in here, .myshopify.com. And you can purchase a domain that just says yourstorename.com or whatever you want it to say. But this is just the free domain that Shopify gives you. It'll say mystorename.myshopify.com until you change it with your own domain that you purchase. You can purchase it through Shopify, there's a bunch of websites you can purchase it through. Some people do through GoDaddy or Shopify. Shopify usually has the best pricing. But so this is where you'll input all this information in. And once you click create your store, it should take you to a page that looks like this. Mine, this isn't a real store. This is just a store I created called Testing for Training. But this is an exact replica of what your website will look like as soon as you create it. There's nothing in here, no products, nothing. This is the very beginning. So second, we're going to go into what's included in Shopify plans. So I just recommend the basic Shopify plan. It's $29 a month. And it says, best for new e-commerce businesses. There are these other plans, and I'm about to get into the features of each of them. So the $29 plan, basic, it's really all you need. Comes with unlimited products. You don't have to pay to have a certain number of products on there. That's like kind of what Etsy does. A lot of people are moving away from Etsy because they charge for the number of products you can have on there. So this is completely unlimited. You can add on 2 staff members. You have 24/7 support. You can connect your other sales channels like social media, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. Now you can do TikTok. You can connect your TikTok to your Shopify. You can have up to 4 inventory locations. So if you have a few different warehouses or buildings that you keep your t-shirts or your cups or whatever you sell, you can connect all of this into one inventory in your Shopify site so you can see everything all there. You can add discount codes, a free SSL certificate. This just means that your Shopify account is secure and it's not just out there for somebody to hack. This SSL certificate means you have security. It'll send an abandoned cart recovery email to your customers if they have something in their cart and it's been a certain number of hours and they still haven't checked out. Shopify will send an email. It'll give you shipping discounts if you use things like DHL Express, UPS, or USPS. And the more that you pay for each plan, the percentage goes up of the discount that you get. It'll give you fraud analysis. So in every order, it will show you if the customer has previously been involved in any fraudulent activity. Sometimes it is incorrect. I've actually had people place orders before where it was somebody that I knew and I knew for a fact that they weren't ever involved in any fraud. But it just gives you a little warning like this might have been involved before with some fraudulent activity. But that's another good security measure. And so Shopify does have fees. It's, you pay your basic $29 a month, but then Shopify also takes 2.9% and 30 cents of every transaction. And then if you buy the 2 other plans, the percentage slowly goes down. So 2.9% and 30 cents of every transaction. That's if they pay through Shopify payments. That's if they put in their debit card or their credit card information. If they pay through something like PayPal or Sezzle, however you say it, Shopify will only take 2% because those third-party payment providers usually also have a fee themselves. You can sell in 133 different currencies, and it goes through a conversion process, and you can sell multiple different languages. So if you want to go through these more in depth, you can come back to this page. I just Googled Shopify pricing and plans. So now we've registered for a shop. We've gone over what plan we want if we want to continue with Shopify after our 14-day free trial. Now we're going to get into learning what is in your store. So something I want to say first that doesn't show up when you look up the Shopify plans. Something that comes with every Shopify store is an email marketing campaign. Oh, mine's not refreshing. Well, there it goes. Okay, so every Shopify store comes with this entire marketing platform where you can create email marketing campaigns yourself. So lots of people don't know this. They see these things on the side right here. They see it says marketing, and they have no idea what it means. In all of your stores, there'll be something in the footer that says it's a place where customers can put in their email to receive emails from you, but then Lots of people are like, oh, but how do I send them emails? They're inputting their email and I don't know where to send them emails. So this is where you're going to do that. You're going to click on marketing, and it'll show you a bunch of analytics. Once you start sending out emails, it'll show you how many sales you've got from each email. And so if you want to create one, we're going to click create campaign. Included in the $29 a month, the basic plan, you get 2,500 free emails a month, and that's a lot. I couldn't imagine anybody ever going over that. But if you do, it's $1 per 1,000 additional emails. So you're good there. And so we're going to click on Shopify email. It will first have you download. It's technically an app, but it's a free app. And so I think mine's downloaded on here already, but it'll first bring you to a page that says you're about to download Shopify email. Oh, here it is. And so I'll scroll down to the bottom, or mine says update, but yours will probably say download. And so it'll look just like this, and you'll just click download. You might have to type in your Shopify password. And we'll go into this more in depth in one of the later classes. But so this is basically what it is. You can choose a template and input all of your information you want to put in there, new products, things like that. And we'll go more into depth in another class of good things to put in your email marketing and good templates and things like that. But so we are going to learn the layout. You need to learn where everything in your Shopify store is, so you know where to go when you want to do something and when you have a problem to solve. So when I click on home, this is where it brought us to when we first created our store. You're going to have this little checklist right here that says add a product, customize your theme, add a domain. It's going to tell you everything that you need to get the basics of your website started. So I've already added a product. We'll go over that later about how to just add a product. So the first thing before you can even edit anything on your website is you need to customize a theme. So we'll get into that in a second. So that is everything that's included on the home page. There's some other, it'll show you like some articles, like get to know Shopify with video tutorials. It's a lot of learning. And also on the homepage, it'll tell you your online store is password protected. This just means that your store is still developing. Once you're ready for your store to be live and for your customers to see it, we will remove this password. But so that's on the homepage. When we go to orders, obviously no orders yet because we haven't even made our store live, but this is where your orders will be. You could also create a manual order if you were with somebody in person and they wanted to pay you with cash. Right there, you could create this order and do it manually like that. But so this is where all of your orders will show up. They'll show up in lines across, and it'll show you their name, the order number, the amount they spent. Everything will be right there. Next is products. Yours will probably say something like add your first product. But so I already added this one just as something basic. And we will, at the end of this, we're going to go over how to input products. Next is customers. So this is where all of your customers will show up when they type in their email or their phone number to subscribe to your email campaigns, like I was talking about earlier. So in your Shopify store, like I said earlier, at the footer, there'll be a little spot where people can input their email, and there'll also be a spot for it when people check out. They can choose whether they put in their email or their phone number. There's also other apps that you can get to do text marketing. So you can text people notifications instead of emailing it to them. I need to turn this fan off. Let me pause this. Hello. I need to turn my fan off. Where is it? Next in line is finances. This is where you will see everything about you can go to your billing and show what you have left to pay this month for still like that $29 a month. Some apps also cost money, so this will show up right there. In the overview will show up your gross profit and your margin, earnings, bunch of different stuff like that. Similar to analytics, analytics just goes into a little bit more depth. This is going to show you everything. So once you start getting orders and have people returning to your website, you're going to see it in your sales, your store sessions, average order value. This will show you if you also connect your Facebook and Instagram and other social media or TikTok to your Shopify. This will show you where you get the most traffic from. It'll give you percentages, 20% of your traffic has come from Facebook. That way you know what the best social media platform to focus on is. If you know that you're getting 90% of your sales from Instagram, that you can keep promoting on Instagram, and you're probably going to have really good luck with it. Okay. Next, we'll go back down into this marketing, and that's what we looked at earlier. So it's showing that I created a draft, and we will go more in depth with marketing and creating marketing emails in the actual course. Next down here is discounts. This is where you can create discount codes or an automatic discount. A discount code is what the customer will type in at the checkout. They're not going to automatically get a discount until they type in that code. And an automatic discount discounts the item as soon as that customer puts it in their cart. This is what a lot of people like to do in the very beginning. They can either create, you can really do either. A lot of people at the beginning, when they're first opening their shop, like to put a banner at the top that says use code new customer for 10% off. And this is where you would create that. Down here next is apps. And so this is showing the one app that I have is the Shopify email that we just downloaded. You can also go to customize your store, and that's like the big Shopify app store. There's tons and tons of things in there. You can search just like you can on like your phone app store, and look up anything you need. Even if you don't know the name of something, a Google search, apps in Shopify that help me with shipping, and it'll give you tons and tons of options. And we'll go over that in another class too. The apps that I recommend for the apps that I recommend that are the best for your shop just starting out. We're going to skip online store for right now and come back to it. And we're going to go down to settings. This is a bunch more information. So this will be where if you have a problem, most of the time it's something in your settings. And so we are going to learn in the length of this course, learn all about lots of trial and error to figure out what could be going wrong. It could be something in the coding of your website. And if that is sounding super overwhelming to you right now, I understand. And I am here to hopefully make that a little bit less overwhelming once we get a better understanding of everything involved. So in general, this is where you will choose your store name. If you decide you want to change your name from what you originally created it when we signed up for the 14-day free trial, if you want to change the name, that is where you do this right here. You can change your email if you want to. And then you can put in your address, your everything else is in general. Payments is where you will, if it'll load. This is where you'll connect your banking information. So when you get orders and it's ready for a payout, Shopify knows where to send that payment to. This will also be where you can sign up for PayPal, but with PayPal, you cannot set it up until after your first Shopify order. After you get your first order, PayPal sees you as a business and you can get a business PayPal account, and that is what you can connect to your checkout. Amazon Pay, this is where you would also set up Sezzle, or Shop Pay, different things like that. Checkout is where, like it said, you would customize your online checkout. This is where you can say it's required for a customer to have a account with you in order to check out, or it can be optional or not at all. This shows what they need to type in. You can require just their last name, or you can have their first and last name. You can also have the option for people to tip you, and you can put different percentages in there. Lots of people will tip you if you have the option. I would always recommend it because you never know who might. It's better to have it and be surprised that people tip you than to not have it at all, I think. Email marketing, it'll show that they can get the option to subscribe when they're checking out. And this is what I was talking about with that abandoned cart recovery. This will send those checkout emails saying, hey, we see that you have a product in your cart that you haven't bought yet. And this is where you could also say, here's a discount code if you want to continue, if you want to purchase that, whatever that item is in the cart. Going back to setting shipping and delivery, this is where you'll set up your shipping rates. A lot of people like to do it by the weight. You can input the weight for each product and then set up. So this is what Shopify automatically generates. Like I didn't put this in, it just generates that by itself. So it's saying 0 to 5 pounds, it's $4.90 for 5-day business day shipping. And you can make this whatever you want to be. Right here is where you'll click edit rate or delete, or you can add a rate. You can do it by weight, or you can do a flat shipping rate. So this makes it so you don't have to add weight to every single one of your products. But the only downside is that sometimes you might end up having to pay more out of your own pocket for shipping. So if I say shipping is $5 no matter what, and if you spend $50 or more, you get free shipping. That's kind of what it already says right now. But if I say all shipping is $5 until you spend $50, then it's free. I might end up having to pay more out of my pocket to ship through USPS or UPS or whatever, but I didn't have to do it by weight. So it's really a toss-up of whichever you would rather do. Going back to settings, taxes. I can't speak for everyone's state, but I know you can look up the tax information for your state on your Secretary of State's website, and you can find out if you need to be charging a sales tax right away. Most of the time, you don't have to have a registered business or an LLC right away. A lot of times, it's just until you have a reasonable following, then you can register your business and start charging sales tax. There are some things that Shopify does for you in charging sales tax. I don't know why this says collecting, because I'm not collecting taxes because this isn't an actual store with products on it. But that's probably just what it automatically generates. But so yes, look up for your individual state on the Secretary of State's website and find out how every state's different. I'm in North Carolina. I know for North Carolina, it says once you make this gross amount in a year, then you need to register your business and you need to start charging sales tax. I don't know what it is for every other state. I think I spoke with somebody from California, and they said California requires you to have a registered business from the get-go. Not sure if that's true. That's just what I remember she said. Anyways, look it up on your Secretary of State's website just to make sure, or talk with a CPA or a lawyer. Locations, this is where you'll manage your different inventory. If you have multiple warehouses, multiple places that you hold products at, that's where you'll manage that. This is showing what your current plan is. Mine is just in development, so it's, that's what yours will probably show with the 14-day free trial. Users and permissions, this is where you will add staff members. Yours will say, if you do the basic Shopify plan, it'll say 0 of 2. This is where you can add people who can edit your website, add products, different things like that. You can have up to 2 of those with the basic Shopify plan. Legal. This is a very important step to have. So yours will show up blank. Usually we'll just say refund policy, terms of service, privacy policy, and it'll all be blank. But if you press this magic replace with template button, all of this will show up, and all you have to do is add in your email if it doesn't add it for you. So it'll create all these templates that are exactly what you need to put on your website, and you just fill in your name or your email. Yours should be your shop name and not your email. Mine just shows up like this. And then, so once you hit create template, this is not going to add it to your website right away. We have to take some other steps to make it show up in the footer of your website, and we'll go over that in another class. But these just assure that you're covered in case something happens. This is your refund policy, and you can change this to whatever your refund policy actually is. This just, covers you in case a customer comes to you unhappy and says, well, you didn't tell me that you didn't accept returns or refunds. And you can say, I'm sorry, yes, I did. It's included in the refund policy. That's located in the footer of the website for everybody to see. So it just covers you legally. And billing, that's where, again, where your Shopify information will show up. So next, we're going to go back to this online store button. And this is where you're going to choose what your website can look like. So yours will probably not look like this. I've already chosen this theme, and so that's why it says current theme. But you can scroll down here to the bottom to the theme library. I promise I wasn't going to say library. I know how to speak. Library. And you can explore free themes, or if you want to pay for some, you can visit the theme store, and some of them are paid. So I'm going to click on explore free themes. I chose the minimal one, but you can choose any of these. All of these are free. And even though it looks one way, there are different options for each theme. So like for this minimal one, there was 3 different options. One was like vintage, there was a modern one, there was something else. But so each one of these themes has different options for what it can look like. If you're kind of looking at these and thinking, I don't like any of those, you can click on them and see what their individual options are to see if you like any of those. And your website still does not have to look exactly like what the theme looks like. All the themes are still very customizable. You can move things around, delete things, add things. It's still very customizable. So if you see any that you don't like, you can still just pick one and make it look however you want, because it's very customizable. So once we choose our theme, mine is the minimal, I'm going to click on customize. And this entire thing is where most of your website magic happens. This is called the online store editor. And this is where you can, this is the bread and butter, the meat and potatoes of your website. This is where you add all your pictures, not your product pictures, that'll be in products, but any pictures that you want to show up on your home page. See this right here, it says subscribe to our newsletter. And there's something down there too. But so mine, this theme is the minimal theme. And so it comes up with a slideshow. And this is, once I click on slideshow on this left side, this is where all your editing things will show up on this left side. So if I click on slideshow, this is where I can add, or no, once I click on slide, that's where I can add individual pictures for each slide, or I can choose, once I click on slideshow, I can choose to remove this section if I don't want it. Or I can, if I just want it to be one picture, I can remove 3 of the slides and just leave 1 picture so it's just a still image. The collection list, this is what, once I get my products in and once I separate them into different collections, so like if I have one collection that's t-shirts and one that's tumblers, I can choose if I want my t-shirt collection to show up on my featured front page, or I can choose whatever collection I want. Or like the other time, you can remove this section if you don't want it. This one comes with this newsletter section. Not all of them do. Some of them have a testimonial section where you can get different customers to write you good reviews, and that's where you can feature those, or you can remove it. And coming down here to the bottom where it says theme settings, this is where you can choose your website colors, all the colors, the announcement bar, the background, buttons, text, everything. You can also add your logo. You'll add your logo in this part that says header. This is where you'll add that, and it'll pop up right here. You can choose the size of all of it, and this is where you'll type in what you want your announcement bar to say. Then coming back to theme settings, you can also choose different fonts. This is kind of what all of this right here I have not changed. This is just what Shopify generates. So if you're happy with what it looks like, you can leave it like that. Or you have complete freedom to change everything. You can change all the fonts. Whoops, back in theme settings. Your favicon is what's going to show up in, so like if I connect my social media to my Shopify, this is the image that's going to show up if I, usually it'll show up if I have like a Facebook listing with one of my products from my website. This is the little image. Usually it's your same logo. It'll be what shows up in that listing. Social media, this is where you can link all your social media, and the little graphic will show up in the footer, a little Facebook thing, an Instagram thing, and now, oh, TikTok's not showing up on there. Oh, the TikTok has a separate app, but you can connect your TikTok. Your checkout is where you can add pictures. A lot of people don't add pictures to their checkout, but some people want to, so this is where you can do that. Lots of customization. Again, you can change the colors. And then in theme style, this was those three options I was talking about: vintage, fashion, and modern. So if I change, this one is the vintage one, I think. Yeah, it is. So I can choose the fashion, makes it look a little bit different. It's overall the same layout. It just makes it look a little bit different. And then modern makes it look a little bit different too. Oh, maybe mine was the modern one. Oh yeah, that was the vintage one. So I had the modern one. So if you're looking at all of those themes and you're not really seeing anything you like, you can click on one and then come here and look at the different options and see if you like any of those. And if not, like I said, you still have complete customization. Actually, let me go back into this. So still staying in this website editor. When you come up here, this is where you can switch between your different pages. So my collections will show up, or my products show up on this catalog page. So if I click catalog, this is where it's going to take me, and this is where I can edit things in this catalog page. And then Shopify usually generates a contact page for you. Some people leave it, some people take it off, whatever you want to do, but Shopify usually automatically generates this when people can contact you if they want a custom order or if they want to reach you about anything. Okay, now I'll come out of here and we will go into adding your first product. So I already have this product in here, but I'm going to add another one so we can go through all of the steps. So this is what comes up when you click add product. It might look overwhelming, but we're going to break it down so you understand every inch of this. It's going to automatically start as a draft. If you want this to show up on your website, you're going to set it as active, and I want this to show up, so we're going to put it as active. And then we're going to come to Google, and we're going to look up what kind of product do we want to put in. I put in a pumpkin shirt already. Let's see, it's almost October, so we're going to do something fall theme. Let's look up fall sweatshirt. I'm just doing this because I don't have any actual products to put on here. I'm just going to find a random picture. Let's see, I'm going to find something I like. We'll do this one, Halloween Town. So I'm going to screenshot this. I'm not trying to be copyrighted. This is just going to be a fake product. So this is where this media section is where I can add my pictures. You can add as many pictures or videos as you want. I'm just going to drag and drop this. It'll load, and that is what is going to show up. Whichever picture is in the far left is what the cover picture will be for the product. So you can add 20 more pictures, but whichever one is on the far left is going to show up first. And so I'm going to name this Halloween Town University sweatshirt. And this is where I can type a description of, maybe what it's made out of, how to wash it, instructions like that, maybe the sizes that are available. You can type anything you want right there. I'm going to come down here to pricing. We're going to say this is $25, which is probably a good price for this sweatshirt. And so when I click on continue selling when out of stock, this is going to mean that I might not have a full inventory of this sweatshirt. I might want to just make them as I get the orders for them. So if I don't have an actual inventory where I can type in, I have 5 of these available. When I sell all 5, they're out. I can put continue selling out of stock. So it will show up as always available on my website, and I can just make those sweatshirts whenever I get the orders in. If I didn't press continue and selling out of stock, it would only, so if I only had one available, once that one is sold, it would mark this on the website as sold out. So if you want to just have a specific quantity available, this is where you would do that, and don't click continue selling out of stock, because after this number reaches 0, it will show that it's sold out. I'm going to click continue selling out of stock. This is a physical product. This is where you would put in the weight for each product if you want to calculate your shipping rates by the weight of each product. Variants is where you will add your different size options. So I'm going to say I have it in these sizes. And then let's say I want to also give them color options. This is what Shopify generates, but you can change this to say anything. Let's say I want to offer it, the picture was white. Let's say I want it in yellow, black, gray, and orange. So this is what's going to show up on the product. It's going to give them the option to choose between a size and a color. And these are all the variants down here. So if I wanted to charge, let's say my orange sweatshirts cost more than my gray sweatshirts. So I can come down here and find all of the orange sweatshirts and change these to $30. Come down to orange, change it to 30. Or if your different sizes cost more than others, let's say my 3X costs more than my large shirt, I can come down here and change the price to 30. And if you only have certain sizes and colors available and you want everything else to be marked as sold out, this is where you would change that quantity. Okay, so coming back up here to this right side, we set it as active. The vendor, you can, if you have, some people have multiple vendors on the same website, this is where you would type in. So my website is just called Testing for Training. I'm going to input Testing for Training because that's the only one that's there. Tags are what you can add on to your product to put them in different collections. So if I have a collection, I think I already created one, that's called fall. I want this to be in my fall collection. So when people go to see my products, I can separate them by fall, winter, whatever else. But so whatever you tag right here is what will add it to those different collections. And we're going to go more in depth of creating collections and adding tags in. That'll be in the next class. So the first official class of the course, this one we're going to go into separating collections and going all into that. So I added this to my fall collection because I had the tag as fall. Oh, and this compare at price could be, if you want this to be on sale, I could say it's usually $30, but right now it's going to be $25. So on the website, it's going to say usually $30, but on sale for $25. That's how it's going to show up. And so we'll do that so we can see an example. And so I am going to save this. Make sure you hit save. Lots of people miss this, and I'm not trying to say this because I think people are dumb, but lots of people will work on their website for hours and not hit save on any of it. And so they come to me and say, I have put so much work into my website and none of it, changed. I don't see any of it. And I have to say, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say you're dumb, but did you hit the save button? Because a lot of times it just hides up there. It's up in that right corner and you don't really see it. So I might leave this page and this wouldn't save. So we need to remember to hit that save button. Sometimes it might show up at the bottom. Yep, it also shows up at the bottom right corner. But always hit the save button. So we're going to wait for that to save. I'm not used to talking this much all at once. I got to keep my throat from getting scratchy. And so we're going to come back down to this section that says online store, and right next to it is a little eyeball. We're going to click on that eyeball because this is what our customers will see. So this is in my shop now. This is what a customer would see if they came to my website. I'm going to click on catalog because that's where my products are. And there it shows up. So once I click on it, you can see right here, this is where they can choose between their size options and the colors. They can either add it to the cart or go ahead and buy it. And so, oh, it's not showing that up because I put different prices for different sizes, but. And I actually will go ahead and go into the collections. I got a little bit more time. So this is the fall collection that I created, but I'm going to go ahead and create another one. We're going to call this one Halloween. And then you could also write another description that would show up. And so we want the collections to be automated. You can. I personally don't want to have to manually add all my products into different collections one by one because it takes a long time, especially when you get more than, I currently have 2 products on there that, and so once you get a lot of products, it would take a long time to manually do everything. But so this is what it's going to generate. It's going to automatically click on automated. And this is where earlier I added that fall tag because I had a fall collection and I want to be able to tag it so it will show up in this collection. So this one, I'm just going to tag with Halloween. Usually most people like to do whatever it's titled. That's what they create the tag as. So when I have a product and I tag it with Halloween, it's going to show up in my Halloween collection. You can also add a picture, but even if you don't add a picture right here, it'll still show up. I don't have any collections, but it'll still show up with whatever picture of the last item you put in there. So you don't absolutely have to put a picture. But so yes, whatever product I tag with Halloween, it will show up in my Halloween category. And you can do multiple tags on the same product. If I want my Halloween Town sweatshirt to show up in Halloween and fall, I can tag it with Halloween and fall and it'll show up in both of those. You can, I don't even know how many you can tag on there. You can tag a lot. And so once that's saved, I'm going to go back to my products and tag this. I'm going to go and also tag it with Halloween. We're going to save that. And so in order to make my collections actually show up in my Shopify, I'm going to come down to my online store again, and we're going to click on navigation underneath it on the left side. And I'm going to come to this part that says main menu. This is where my header and my footer and my main menu are going to show up. And this part that says catalog, that's just what Shopify generated it. So if I want to rename it, I can click edit, and I'm going to just call this shop. And it's linking to my products instead of my collections. So I want it to link to my collections, so my collections will show and not just the products. So I'm going to change it to all collections. So now when I click on shop, it'll take me to the collections and not just the products. And we're going to click apply changes. And then we have to also hit save. And so I'm going to come back to my eyeball where I looked at what the customers will see. And now once it updates and I click on shop,
my collection show up and see how it's showing the same picture because I didn't make a picture for each collection. But so if I click on my fall collection, both of those shirts will come up. If I go back to shop and click on Halloween, my Halloween Town sweatshirt will show up. So that is everything for this first lesson. If you would really like to learn how to do all the ins and the outs of setting up your Shopify so your website is perfect and up and running and it's everything you dreamed of, make sure to sign up for that course with the link in your email that you also got the link from this video from. All the information will be there. You can also follow me on TikTok at VA Caroline _, something like that. It should come up. And you can like my Facebook page. It is Caroline Thompson Virtual Services. I hope y'all enjoy. I look forward to seeing you in the course. I also forgot to mention that within the course, we will have weekly live Q&A sessions. So if there is any questions that you have, you can go ahead and email them to me so we can go over them in that live Q&A session, or you can type them in the chat once we get into that Q&A. Or if you have any other questions, feel free to email me or message me on Facebook. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the course.